What if the reason they don't value you is not because you're not enough, but because you've made yourself too available, too easy to reach, too quick to respond, too willing to stay, even when you are not respected? And over time, what once felt like care turns into something else: expectation, familiarity, even indifference, because people don't always appreciate what is always there. But the moment you step back, the moment you become less predictable, less accessible, less reactive, something shifts. They start noticing. They start questioning. They start feeling the absence of what they once took for granted. This is not about playing games. This is about understanding value, because true value is not loud. It doesn't chase. It doesn't beg to be seen. It stands firm. It chooses carefully, and it walks away when necessary. Hello everyone, welcome to the Mind Awakening channel. In this video, you'll discover 7 Stoic ways of living that will transform how people see you, not by forcing respect, but by becoming someone they can no longer ignore or replace. And once you truly understand this, you won't just be valued more, you'll become someone they regret losing. Now, let's get started. Way number 1. Stop chasing. Start withdrawing your energy. Let's start with a hard truth. The more you chase, the less you are valued. When you constantly text first, constantly show up, constantly try to prove your worth, you send a message without realizing it. I need you more than you need me. And that immediately lowers your value. Stoics understood something powerful. Value is not built through pursuit. It's built through presence and absence. So instead of asking, how can I keep them? Ask yourself, what happens if I stop trying so hard? Pull your energy back. Stop overgiving. Stop over-explaining. Stop being available all the time, not out of pride, but out of self-respect. Because the moment you stop chasing, people start noticing your absence. And absence creates space. Space creates curiosity. Curiosity creates value. And that's when everything begins to shift. Way number 2. Control your emotions. Never react out of impulse. Most people reveal their value through how they react. They get triggered easily. They argue. They overreact to small things. And in those moments, they give away all their power. Because emotional reactions are predictable. And predictable people are easy to control. But a stoic man or woman is different. They feel everything, but reveal nothing unnecessarily. They don't explode when disrespected. They don't beg when ignored. They don't chase when things feel uncertain. Instead, they observe. They pause. They choose their response carefully because they understand. The calmer you are, the harder you are to manipulate. So next time you feel the urge to react, don't. Sit with it. Let the emotion pass. Then respond with clarity. Because when people realize they can't control your emotions, they start respecting you differently. Way number 3. Build a life that doesn't revolve around them. Here's where most people lose their value completely. They make someone else the center of their life. Their mood depends on that person. Their time revolves around that person. Their happiness depends on that person. And when that happens, you stop being attractive. You become dependent. Stoics never built their lives around others. They built their lives around purpose. Your life should be full with or without anyone. Your goals, your discipline, your growth. These come first. Because when your life has direction, you don't cling to people. you choose them. And that changes everything. You're no longer afraid of losing them because your life doesn't collapse without them. And ironically, that's what makes people value you more, because nothing is more attractive than someone who doesn't need you, but chooses you anyway. Before we continue, I want to ask you something simple. Which of these behaviors do you think lowers your value the most right now? Is it chasing too much, reacting emotionally, or making someone the center of your life? Take a moment and be honest with yourself. Then share your answer in the comments below. I'd really like to hear your perspective, and your answer might help someone else who's going through the same situation. And if this video is giving you real value, make sure to subscribe to Mind Awakening and support the channel. It helps us keep creating deeper, more powerful content for you, because what's coming next might change how you see yourself completely. Let's continue together. Way number 4. Set boundaries and enforce them silently. Most people don't lose value because they're not good enough. They lose value because they tolerate too much. Disrespect, inconsistency, being taken for granted. And every time you allow it, you teach people how to treat you. That's the brutal truth. What you tolerate becomes your standard. Stoics don't beg for respect. They create it through boundaries. Clear, calm, unshakable. You don't need to argue. You don't need to explain yourself over and over. You simply change your behavior. Less access, less time, less energy. And if the behavior continues, you walk away quietly. Because real boundaries are not words, they are actions. And when people realize you won't tolerate less than you deserve, they either rise to your standard or remove themselves. Either way, you win. Way number 5. Speak less. Let your actions create your value. There's a common mistake people make when they want to be valued. They talk too much. They explain themselves. They justify their actions. They try to prove who they are with words. But words are cheap. Anyone can say anything. Stoics understood this deeply. Value is not declared. It is demonstrated. The more you talk about what you're going to do, the less powerful it becomes. But when you move in silence, people start paying attention. They notice your discipline. They notice your consistency. They notice your growth without you saying a word. So speak less. Don't announce your plans. Don't overshare your intentions. Don't try to convince anyone of your worth. Just act, because when your actions speak, you don't need to. And that quiet confidence is what makes people respect you. Way number 6. Become comfortable walking away. This is where most people lose everything. They stay even when they shouldn't. They stay out of fear, out of attachment, out of hope that things will change. But deep down, they know something is wrong. And every time they stay, they lose a piece of themselves. Stoics lived by a different rule. If it costs your pus, it's too expensive. You must be willing to walk away, not emotionally, not dramatically, but calmly, decisively. Because the moment you are no longer afraid to lose people, you stop being controlled by them. You stop tolerating less. You stop settling. And ironically, that's when people start fearing losing you, because they can feel it. You don't need them. You choose them. And that changes everything. Way number 7. Invest in yourself. Become hard to replace. At the end of the day, your value is not what you say. It's what you bring. Your mindset, your discipline, your presence, and most importantly, your growth. Because here's the truth. People don't regret losing average. They regret losing someone rare, so invest in yourself. Build your body, sharpen your mind, control your emotions. Become someone who is calm under pressure, focused in chaos, and grounded in who they are, not for others, but for yourself. Because when you become that person, you don't chase attention. You attract respect. And if someone chooses to walk away from you, they won't just lose you. They'll realize they lost someone they can't easily replace. Conclusion. As we come to the end of this video, there's something you need to understand. Becoming valuable is not about making others realize your worth. It's about becoming someone who no longer needs validation in the first place. Because the truth is, people don't regret losing someone who chases them. They regret losing someone who was calm, grounded, and irreplaceable. The deeper lesson here is simple. Your value increases the moment you stop trying to prove it and start living it. So don't try to change everything overnight. Start small. Stop chasing where you're not valued. Set one clear boundary. Choose silence over unnecessary explanation. Walk away from what disturbs your peace. And most importantly, invest in yourself every single day. Because when you build a life that is full, disciplined, and aligned, you don't need to be chosen. You become the one who chooses. And that is the shift. If this message resonated with you, make sure to subscribe to Mind Awakening and support the channel. It helps us continue creating deeper, more powerful content for you. Because the journey to becoming truly valuable starts within. See you in the next videos.